Guys, I just finished watching Dandadan episode 9, and that was, I'm so sorry to say, one of the most boring episodes I've ever watched in my life. I feel like they tried to make up for it with making all three of the main characters butt fucking naked. So I'm gonna talk a little bit here, you're gonna see me, and then a little bit I'm gonna talk about, like, with my face off camera, because I'll be driving. I woke up a little late, so that's why. Anyway, I just was not interested. I didn't care about the stakes. The rules were weird, unclear. Just so happens that Momo was watching a video about, like, crustaceans or whatever in class right before this fight happened, and the big boss fight is with this big crab monster, obviously, right? Like, sure, okay, like, I understand the function of this episode was to have Momo be jealous and working through her jealousy and working through her feelings about Ken and her finally have this heart-to-heart moment. And I don't know, I just felt pretty weirded out, honestly. Like, if I'm being so honest, I felt pretty weirded out by the level of, I won't say like nudity, but like the fashion of which I saw their bodies. And I'm just saying it like for conversation's sake. There's definitely like a double standard, because I fully enjoyed something like Rosario Vampire. Fully enjoyed it, no complaints, very rowdy, very rambunctious, very fun. But their bodies were drawn in a way that was so exaggerated that my brain didn't make the connect, like, oh, these are supposed to be high schoolers, right? Like, it was like this fantasy high school situation, but they're not actually high schoolers. This is like the setting of some fantasy thing, right? That's the way my brain processed Rosario Vampire, which is an ecchi, right? And that's the way my brain processed High School of the Dead as well. Fantasy, sure, they're high school students, but it's like the bodies are drawn so exaggeratorily that you don't register it fully as high schoolers. These, on the other hand, are literal fucking kids. They're drawn like kids. Their bodies look like kids. So that's kind of what makes me uncomfortable. Like, watching them butt fucking naked. I'm not sure who watches this and are like, oh my god, she's butt naked. And then some of the poses that Momo would land in were like, what the fuck? I don't know. It was just like, and I know like shippers or whatever are supposed to see the way the episode ends and be like, oh my god, he landed on her butt naked. His dingling touched her covered crotch or whatever. Like, for me, it was disturbing a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm sorry. I'm being so honest right now. Like, for me, it was slightly disturbing. Hi, final thoughts about the episode. I just feel like Ira's powers were pretty cool. I liked how they all worked together at the end. She didn't really use her little tornado thingy, or maybe that just happens when she transforms. I don't know, but seems like she got some sort of kick. Again, I don't understand how just because they're morphed with a yokai or whatever that they can, their bodies, their physical human bodies are kind of like indestructible. Like, these aliens are presented as like super strong and like, you know, superhuman, obviously. How the fuck are their punches not breaking bones and shit? And I guess it's giving typical, like, you know, shonen. By the way, that's the word I was looking for in like one of my earlier reviews. It's giving typical shonen, like, and everybody lived at the end and everyone was okay at the end, and, you know, whatever. But anyway, this episode was clearly just to give action and give stakes to the conversation that Momo and Kin needed to have with each other. That, you know, they do care about each other, they like each other, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And that was effective, but the fight was so fucking boring. I could not care less. I could not care less. Also, shouldn't they be, like, expelled or some shit in the next episode for being butt fucking naked in school? Like, I'm so sorry. There has to be some continuity with that. There has to be some continuity with that, because that's absolutely insane. I thought it was funny when he was looking for clothes in the middle of the fight. but I also, it just came across really fucking weird. The insistence on him being naked. Because what changes in that episode if he has clothes on? Seriously, what changes? You can't convince me that anything changes if he wears clothes during that fight, unless there's some actual repercussions to him and Momo being naked at the end of the episode. That's pretty much all I have to say. The action just didn't click with me. I didn't really like it, except for at the end when all three of them worked together. I thought that was pretty cool. Otherwise, this episode just didn't do it for me, so I'm gonna have to give this episode a 5 out of 10. It was 6, considering the big team up at the end. That was pretty cool. I don't think there was any payoff to that dinosaur thing. I think it morphed with something else, but I wanted to see Momo fight it by herself and destroy it or something. I don't know. Anyway, see you next episode.